Hi, I'm Rico and this is 123Tube, and this is just an update on my mining rig. A few things that I've learned, a couple of things that went wrong I had to change. So it's just really a quick update, so let's get on with it. Okay, so here is the rig. You may have recognised it if you watched a previous video. If you have watched my previous video, you'll notice that the power supply is different. Now, I broke the golden rule when it comes to building a PC. Don't buy a cheap power supply, it's never worth it. I had the Cooler Master 700 Lite in there, which ran fine when it was running 2 cards, but now we're on 4 cards. It ran really loud, really hot. Even though the system only pulls about 400 to 450 watts, for some reason, even though it stated it was a 700 watt power supply, it just didn't like it. It made a horrible ticking noise as well, so it had to go. Luckily I bought it on the famous site that begins with A, and they just basically refunded me, and I picked up this Aerocore fully modular 750 watt power supply. It only cost me actually £8 more, but it's quieter and it's just much better overall. So that's, well, that is basically a lesson for everyone. Never skimp on a power supply. Now, as far as this adapter here, which you can see, that seems to be working well. So I have 4 graphics cards running on a PC that only has 2 PCI Express slots, so that's running quite well. The only issue I did have was that the PC was grinding to a halt, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and it ended up being MSI Afterburner. For some reason it just didn't like working with this adapter, so I ended up using the software, the overclocking software that came with these Palit cards, and it's called Thundermaster. No fart jokes please. And it seems to have worked perfectly. It doesn't crash the system anymore. It's a bit annoying, the software, it's a bit rubbish looking, but it overclocks the cards individually really well, and it's really stable. I did have one other issue. When the monitor was plugged into a card, one of these 3 cards that was plugged into that adapter, every now and again the system would end up going slow and just performance went down. So plugged it into this card, which is connected to the socket underneath the adapter, basically directly into the PCIe port, and it works perfectly. There's no issues there at all. So that solved that problem. And the only thing that I've done, the only other thing that I've done is just lowered the memory clock speed ever so slightly. So rather than running each card at 24.5, I've knocked it down to about 24.2.5, and obviously that's for stability reasons, but for some reason, I don't know whether this is just my imagination, but my overall hash rate, the average hash rate, has gone up slightly. So whether it's because the cards are running more smoothly, there's less kind of error corrections, I don't know what it is, but I've got less stale shares, so overall everything's running well. It might just be, you know, how the blockchain and everything's working at the moment. Yeah, everything's working really smoothly now. It's been running non-stop for a week now. I haven't touched it, and everything is how it should be, so I'm really chuffed at the moment. I'm just going to leave it running, and with my gaming PC, which is running day and night now, That's got a 1080 Ti in there, so that's running at a nearly 40 mega hash rate, and that's running at 97. So I'm getting a nice total, and then on a sunny day like today, as you can see, the sun is out, with the solar panels, you know, everything's ticking along nicely. So there we go, that's my update. Hopefully it hasn't been too boring, and thanks for watching.